So, fun fact, the first division in Suriname has two transfer windows. The first is after the season in late September. It actually opens up the middle of the month and closes at the end of the month for only 2 weeks. There is a second transfer window, which is also 2 weeks long. That one takes place in February. That's right, our first transfer window since we took over the team in November of 2023 opens up on February the 14th of 2024, 1 month after the regular season begins. Hello, I'm Mr. Cellophane. Welcome to episode number 2 of The American Dream. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's episode where we kind of laid down what we're looking to do and obviously found ourselves a job here in the SVB Eerste Divisie, which is the top tier in Suriname, as we look to take our coach with no experience all the way up to the winner of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. And I think it is going to be quite the challenge because the team that we inherited is bereft of talent in a lot of areas, primarily no central midfielders to speak of, either on the attack, in the regular central midfield, I don't even know what to call it, and the defensive central midfield. Very few players. We do have a number of players coming in February, but they're coming in February, so we have to hope that we do not have any kind of a squad revolt between now and then. We're looking to get things started off. We're taking on Flora, newly promoted from the second tier. We are actually favored to win this match. All we need to do is avoid relegation. The 14-team league has actually 2 spots that could potentially get relegated. 14th is done so automatically. The 13th place team will take on the second place team in the lower division. If they win, they stay up. If they lose, obviously, they are sent down and replaced by the team below. Looking at the schedule there in the bottom left corner, you'll see our last 2 friendlies didn't really work out so well for us. We actually did have a fairly good preseason, however, and I am quite confident that the system we have in place, once we really do start to get the right pieces in about 4 or 5 weeks, we should be okay. Our goal is to avoid relegation. I think we can do that. Our media prediction is 10th. Hopefully we can outperform what the media thinks we are going to do, especially once we start bringing in some extra bodies. As we had mentioned in the last episode, things are a little bit tight financially. We do have 35 grand in the bank, $1 in available wage budget, $0 in available transfer budget. We even considered selling our top player, who is our starting striker in Shirano Maui. He's got some value to him. We could not find a single taker, probably because there were not currently any transfer windows open, and I'm not sure if we can afford to get rid of any player who is actually going to be a player for us, but he makes 40 euros a week, which is almost half of our actual wage budget, and we could have taken that transfer budget and put it into wages and actually signed somebody else, because as a semi-professional team, we can't sign people to amateur zero money contracts. Everybody wants more money than we can afford, and honestly, anyone who might be available out there is contracted to another team in either our division or one of the lower divisions. And again, the transfer window is currently shut for the next 40 days or so. And I'm warning you now, the commentary for this match and probably a good number of matches moving forward may be a little bit confusing. I think the name database for Suriname is a bit more limited than we would like it to be. We have 2 players on our team with the last name of Osman, 3 named Boldewine. In fact, all 3 of them are going to be getting the start in this game. Let's meet the team. In goal, we already talked about him a little bit last episode, Enrico van der Koost. 6'3", decent aerial reach. His positioning ain't great. He doesn't like the big matches. He's not very consistent, but frankly, he is the best that we've got right now. At left back, we're going to be starting Lee Quincy Piñas, a 16-year-old Suriname national. Everyone on our team is actually from Suriname, so I'm not going to mention that each time. He's a fairly strong dude. He's okay, not the fleetest of foot, but again, as we talked about in the last episode, none of these guys are going to be. We are actually not going to start Giovanni Asaman. We put him in there by accident. No, we are going to have Shaquille Muringen get the start in this match. I'm so glad I caught that. Yes, he is only 5'10". It is okay. Sometimes we have to do what we have to do. Pretty good header. His jumping reach could be better. He's got some strength to him. There's really not a lot I can say about most of these players. I'm going to just be perfectly honest with you. Boldewijn is this 28-year-old. He's pretty good. He's 6'3". He's got some speed on him. He can get off of the ground. Tackling is a little bit suspect, but his marking ability is pretty good. He also has a fairly decent idea of his positioning on the pitch. Cercino Boldewijn is going to get the start on the right-hand side. He stands at 5'8". Again, slightly feet of foot. In fact, they rate his speed as a pro, which just tells you what you have available in the Surinamese first division. Our third Boldewijn is Olvido. He is going to be getting the start as our defensive midfielder in this match. One of a number of options. We are going to be rotating our side through quite a bit over these first couple of matches just to see who really does work out the best. While Pengel is going to be getting the start as our central midfielder, he is he's a natural central midfielder. He does like to push forward, so we're going to have him on that central midfielder on attack duty. We like him a lot. On the left wing is 16-year-old Antonio Asaman. Some pace, 5'10", so he's got some height on him as well. Again, maybe not the greatest player in the world. I hate the fact that I'm like ragging my team, but they really are, as of right now, not much to look at. One of our better players is Ramon Brofheid. He's got a spirited personality. He is a good player for this division. His crossing could use a little bit of work. His passing ain't the greatest, but he's got some nice technique and some flair to him, so I think he's going to be very well served out on that right-hand side. Playing the number 10 is Calvin Jamesi. Stands at 5'7". He is 19, and he's contracted to us, so he's getting the start. And as we already looked at a little bit earlier, Shirano Maui is going to be our striker. Probably our best physical player on the team. He doesn't have a ton of strength, but he stands at 6 foot tall. His jumping reach could use a little work. He is actually working on that right now. His natural fitness is pretty decent. He's got some pace on him. Hopefully he will put the ball into the back of the net enough that we can actually survive this rough period. There we go. That's the team we are going with for our season and our coaching debut against Florida. Buckle up, kids. It's going to be one heck of a ride, and we're going up against a rather defensive system with a flat back 7. Hopefully we can find some inroads through. From what we saw early on in the preseason, the team was, again, decent at what they did. As the ball is thrown forward, it's too far in front of Asaman. So Zeldin Rust is going to just gather that and look to boot it long. Flora in the white kits. We are in the yellow and black stripes. Jamesi playing it up for Pengel. Pengel's pretty decent with the ball, as you can see as he moves it into the center. But Maui, there's that 7 finishing, rearing its ugly head. Now, the goalkeeper did get his mid on it, so it will be out for a corner, which Jamesi is going to take. Looking near post, Boldewijn, the center back. I'm going to have to come up with nicknames for these guys. As Boldewijn sends it forward, Brofheid does track it down, throws it in the middle, but Kirkier is going to be able to clear it away, and Fair will gain control. Knocked away. Boldewijn up for Pengel. He's got Barafel. There's Shirano Maui and his finishing ability. He's got the first goal of the match, the first goal of the season. It is his debut. at least it's his debut with us. He apparently has been signed with the team for a while, but he doesn't have any statistical history. I don't know if that's a database thing or if it is truly the fact that he has been here for 4 years and has not played 1 minute on the pitch. But 8.5 minutes into this contest, it is Voorwaarts 1, Flora 0. And that's really the best start that we could have potentially gotten off to. Inter Vanica also leading their match, sitting at the top of the live table on 3 points. They are our next opponent. If I'm not mistaken, we did beat them in a friendly in the preseason. Maui looking to go again, and the goalkeeper laying out and able to make the stop, which will lead to another Gemesi corner. Trying to make it 2-0, sent into the middle. Fair is going to clear it away for Flora and Pandui. We have a Pandui as well. He's sitting on our bench. We'll just lay it to Malone as the highlight ends. First 7 shots of the match, though, going the way of our team. Oh, my goodness gracious. Vandercourt. Wow, we're playing pinball in our box. Vandercourt couldn't hold on to it. Cleared off of the line. Still bandied about. Finally cleared away. Neteb is able to feed it in for Roxy Fair, however. And right in front of Vanderkust, he gets his first goal of the year as Flora is able to tie this one up at 1 apiece. Klinker sending it high and across. And Vanderkust, it looks like Boldevine was trying to get in there, but Fair with just that little bit of a step on him, able to put it past to even things up at 1, which will drop us down, obviously now only on 1 point, like most of the rest. From a dangerous position, though, Gemesi clanks it off of the post. Brofheid with a shot from 25 yards out. That is going to come nowhere near the goal. 30 minutes into this match, and you are starting to see what I saw in the preseason. Well, we've got opportunities. We make opportunities for ourselves. However, there really just isn't enough talent on the team in order to take advantage of those opportunities in the way that we need to. Nice ball forward for Roxy Fair, trying to work his way around the defense, able to be cleared. There's another Fair. They've got 2 Fairs on their team. We have a Fair on our bench. Gemesi, though, gaining control in the midfield, played ahead. Maui, he's got Brofheid. Brofheid up the right wing. Brofheid looking to square it. Maui heads it down and past the goalkeeper for his second of the night, his second of the year. And it's Voorwaarts 2, Flora 1 as we close in on the 40-minute mark. This was actually a really nice delivery. Now, they gave Brofheid, a lot of space. Maui charging toward the near post, able to knock it past the keeper, but a kickoff highlight. So this may not be very good for us as Flora looks to charge right back and get the equalizer before the halftime whistle. Grootfam, again, we've got one of them coming in. Brofheid up the right wing once again, throwing it in a little earlier. He's got Maui, and Maui with a perfect header gets it past Zeldenrust for his third of the half. He's got the hat trick within 38 minutes, and Brofheid deciding to cross it over a little bit earlier this time, picks out Maui from about 10, 11 yards out, and he heads it home to give Voorwaarts a 2-goal lead early on. Now, if I'm mispronouncing anything, by the way, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what you think about how things are going so far. It looks like Fair is going to commit a penalty, so Pinas gets knocked down, and it's going to give Wal Pengel an opportunity from the spot that he delivers on. And this is the first match of our dreams. Voorwaarts with a 4-1 lead. If it's Voorwaarts, let me know. I am happy to correct any mistake that I make. I am just a dumb American. I admit it. I know nothing. I couldn't even pick Suriname out on a map unless I searched for it on Google. 4-1 is your score at the half. We have taken, I believe, 16 shots. So a pretty good start, but Flora looking to get things going early here in this second half. Fair back for Wassenaar, who will lay it for Klinker. They are playing that 3 at the back, so Klinker is that center pivot. Malone playing it up ahead. He's got Roxy Fair. They've got a Pengel of their own. This is just going to be super confusing. I think I'm going to have to give nicknames to everybody on the side. So if you have nickname suggestions, nothing, let's keep it classy. If we do, let me know down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you what we should name. It doesn't have to be a specific player. Alvarado Pengel getting one back. However, it will be disallowed as the assistant referee had raised his flag. But Flora really coming out. We're going to go to a more cautious, we're going to absorb a little bit more of that pressure as we move through this second half. So it doesn't have to be for a specific player, but just throw me out some nicknames, and it'll help us keep our guys apart. 3 Boldivines all in today's starting lineup. Who would have thought? It's the last name I've never even heard of before. We've got a Pengel. They've got a Pengel. They've got a Redan. We somewhere, I believe, have a Redan, or at least we did on trial as we were looking to get things started. Antonio Osman's going to come out for Auguste B. Savar. Lee Quincy Pinas a little tired. So Anthony Azeas will come in as we make 2 changes late on with just a little over 10 minutes remaining in this match. Flora trying to get one back. Root Farm playing it forward, but Boljevine looking to connect on the tackle and the recovery. Malone, however, regaining control for Flora, dropping it down as Grootfarm is in control. It's a Dutch, it feels very Dutch, Suriname does. Lots of these names. Nice pickoff by Boljevine. Thrown forward. Oh, he's got Maui. Maui is in, but he could not take advantage of a beautiful hoofed pass, and he knocks that one wide, looking for his 4th. Jamesi trying to send it in. Brashavar can't get there. Roxy Fair tracking it down before playing it up for Redan. Looking to catch us on the counterattack with 5 minutes remaining in this match, plus some change. Pengel throwing it across. Looped in. Vanderkust again can't hold on to it, but he's able to keep it out of the goal and snatch the loose ball. Of all the matches that are taking place right now in the league, us and Robin Hood are the only 2 that appear to be victorious. We were successful in our opening match, our home debut. Final score, Voorwaarts 4, Flora 1. Robin Hood beat Slee Jr. by a score of 1-0. So they are currently sitting in second place. They are probably by far the top team in Suriname. And we'll take a look at them, obviously, when we get a little bit closer. We do play them in a couple of matches. We're probably going to catch them on the reverse fixture a little bit later on. I don't think we're going to play too many of these matches right up at the front of the season. We're going to try to keep finding our sea legs. But that's it. Everybody else, a draw. SNL and Notch, 2-2. Santos and Inter Wanica 2-2. Transvaal and Leo Victor, the 2 teams that beat us in the preseason by 3-1 scores, while they drew 0-0. And we still have one major glaring hole in our staff, and that is at the position of director of football. Now, the reason being, we actually encouraged the team to fire their director of football before we signed on. That was one of the changes we looked to make in the staff. The problem is, because our finances are so tight, the amount of money that this team is willing to pay for a director of football is below what anybody expects to be paid as a director of football, almost by half. I've even tried to get some coaches to sign director of football deals, and they just absolutely refuse. So we have been advertising the position for 2 months. We have offered it to whoever we could think of, even guys with 1-1 as far as ability and potential judgment is concerned. They still wanted more money than we were willing to pay. We tried to go to the board, but the option to ask them for more money for the director of football position just did not exist. So we have actually resorted to delegating the hiring of director of football, and we are hoping that our chairperson can find somebody. But that is a challenge for another time, as we are set to go on the road and take on Inter Wanica. Now, Vanderkust is going to get his second consecutive start in goal. Muringen and Boldewijn are going to be our 2 central midfielders. We're going to introduce you to a couple of new players who are going to be rotating in. Anthony Esaias, who did make a substitute appearance in the last match for the final 8-9 minutes or so. The 24-year-old is going to be as our left back. Our right back, that Boldewine was a little bit knackered after the match, and our typical right back, who we'll look at in just a second, is unavailable as he's recovering from an earlier injury. So Ryan Dilrosun, who is not normally a defensive right-sided player, is more of a right midfielder, but we're hoping that he can pull a Dwight McNeil or something and play in the back. Ashley, I don't know, whoever you want to talk about, can you tell that I am an Everton fan? Alfredo Mondo is actually our typical, quote-unquote, typical starting right back. He's splitting time with Sercinio Boldewine. I don't think Boldewine has the fitness necessarily to play each and every match, so the 27-year-old is going to be getting his fair share of playing time there as well. We have somebody new at the base of the midfield. That is Milano Apai, 16 years old, only 5'5", but he actually had a pretty good preseason, scored a goal in 3 appearances with a 6.9 rating. As we had a bunch of players, including himself, learning new positions, that wasn't too bad. Pengel is going to be in front of him, paired with him, I should say, in the midfield. Jamesi is still in there, as is Maui and Bravheid, but we are also bringing in a new left wing, Diego Delaney. He is 21 years old, stands at 5'10", and he's a football player. There are only 26 matches in the regular season, so we're not going to have to rotate a whole ton. However, we have 3 in the first 7 or 8 days of this season, and guys aren't really quite up to full fitness yet. Even though we did play a ton of friendlies, we were trialing people. We were trying to get people to sign. We were checking out a lot of our U20 side, who also, by the way, won their first match, and were able to pick up a +4 goal difference as well. Esaias almost inviting the offensive player to come on, and what an unfortunate ricochet, but Van der Kerst is able to make a pretty nice save when all is said and done. McAndrew to send it in. Apai, all 5'5" of him, is able to clear it. Riesel playing it in, but Dilrosun sending it forward as Maui will head it further along, looking to get it into the Inter Juanica end. Not a whole lot going on for Inter Juanica. I mean, we saw highlights for them, but 7-3 your shots on goal in favor of Voorwaarts, and 52% possession. So far, so good. As of right now, it doesn't appear that anybody has scored. Now we've got to adjust our scoreboard. We'll do that at the next break. Pango giving it back for Boldewine, playing it for Dilrosun, who will move it into the middle. Muringen looking to play it up the left side. Esaias toward the sideline. He's just really apprehensive about dribbling, isn't he? Muringen back for Esaias, holding on to it. Fed for Delaney to Jamesi. Jamesi into the box, shooting, and Bravheid, there's another one of those. Bravheid in goal for Inter Juanica, able to make the save. Jamesi looking to send in the corner from the near side, and Boldewine missed a perfect opportunity to be perfectly fair. So we're going to bring up the scoreboard for the Eredivisie. SV Brokey with a 4-0 lead right now. That moves them into second place. Boldewine sending it in. Played for it, Apai winning possession. Mawai moving it to his left, still with it, dropping it for Apai. Will carry it forward into the box. Then out the far side. Esai looking far post. Pengel, but Masse is there. Braffield can't get a lot on that header. And Bravheid, the goalkeeper, is able to grab that. Yeah, I'm going to need you guys, real quick to start throwing me some nicknames for players on this team. Pengel in control, playing it wide for Delaney. Jamesi dropping it for Apai. Apai has Pengel. Pengel shoots and drills home his second of the year. From a standing position outside the box, Joao Pengel puts Voorwaarts up by a 1-0 score. Give Apai the assist in his first start. Pengel with the right foot from range to put us up by a score of 1-0, and that's where we are going to be at the half. Like the shots on target, boys. We've had 7 of our 13 shots, actually hit the target. So once again, as we do seem to on the Twitch stream, and as we were doing even as PSG, we're making the other goalkeeper look like a frickin' rock star. Maui carrying it forward, plays it wide. Brofheid back into the middle. Brofheid still with it. Moves past one man in, shoots. It's off of the goalkeeper and then the post. So it will be a throw-in for Voorwaarts. Early on in this second half, an opportunity on the first shot to take a 2-0 lead, but unfortunately it does fall by the wayside. We are, as of right now, the only team to win or be winning both of our matches. We could be at the top of the table on 6 points, somewhere I absolutely did not expect with this absolute shambles of a team that we are feeling. Goose Bisavar is going to move in as we picked up an injury to Delaney. He's probably our most talented left midfield winger, left winger type person. Yeah, it's slim pickings. 5'10", okay crossing, okay dribbling, okay pace, okay player. We will give him a little team talk. Go have an impact on this game with just under 30 minutes remaining. Most of the run of play has been going Voorwaarts' way. We just have only been able to hit the back of the net that one time. Now, Muringen is feeling a little bit tired on the back. So we're going to bring in Dimitri Baino. I mean, Giovanni Asserman, he is rated so well as a central defender, but I can't do it. Not at 5'1". I have my limits. I really do, but we will bring him in as a defensive midfielder to replace Apai, who does have an assist on the match. 27-6. Your shots on goal, just over 10 minutes remaining in this match. 501 in attendance. We only sold like 80 season tickets. Obviously, this match is on the road. So the 80 season tickets is kind of neither here nor there. As Brofheid is able to carry it forward past a couple of guys into the middle. Maui, Pingel settling it down, and his second goal of the night, his third of the season, should put the nail in the Inter Juanica coffin for this match as they drop to a 2-0 deficit to Voorwaarts, and they are going full on attacking, but Bisavar with the corner. Oh, so very close for Boldevine. Off of the woodwork and out. Bisavar dropping it down for Maui. Off of the goal kick. Here we go again. Maui from range, and he's going to send that one into the stands. Somebody go get the ball. There is nobody currently sitting back behind the home goal. 4 minutes have been added on. A little bit under 3 left to play as the ball is played forward for Alvarado Dilrosen. They have a Dilrosen as well. What a finish. This is not something I noticed in any of the other countries that I had played with as I was getting prepared for this, although it looks like Robin Hood is going to be picking up a victory as well. I did not notice how many surnames were duplicated on this island. Maybe they're all related. Pengel carrying it forward, squaring it. Maui taken out, taken down, and the whistle is blown. The spot has been indicated, and Pengel gets his hat trick with a spot kick in the waning moments of the match to put Voorwaarts up by a score of 3-1. He now has 4 goals on the early season. And Voorwaarts finding victory in our first 2 matches. Not a bad place to be at all, as our attack has proved to be a little bit more potent than we expected it to be. Do we have issues on defense and in goal? Absolutely, but if we keep banging them in at the rate that we are, we may be okay. Robin Hood and Voorwaarts at the top of the table. We are going to be meeting them in our next match. That one, however, is going to be off camera. We are going to return against Leo Victor and SV Brokey in the month of February. And the reason we are going to do that is because by then we will have signed our new players, and I can't wait to introduce them to you. Thank you again very much for watching today. Make sure you hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications if you have not already, or if you are brand new, and if you are, welcome. I hope to see you back here tomorrow with more action as we chase our American dream of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. I hope to see you then. Until tomorrow, bye-bye.